welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. It's the Barnes and Tony show once again. Tony, how the hell are you?
Dude, doing great. You know, phenomenal Tuesday here, sunny, loving the weather, consistently good now. Love to see that. It's a wonderful week, bro. Round 2 of the playoffs coming up.
Oh, that's just the start of it, Tony. You know what? You're forgetting or just not realizing, but you know what else this week is? Major Championship Week, starting on Thursday.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Southern Hills Golf Course, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It is the one, the only, the PGA Championship. So, second major of the season. I know we've taken a little hiatus from golf, since the Masters. Tiger hasn't played since then, so this will be his first tournament back. And, I think there's a lot of people out there who probably say more positive than necessary things about Tiger just to kind of make him feel better and just kind of put him in a better spot. But a lot of people saying he looks great.
Well, what do you mean by that? You think they're blowing smoke?
Not to say that, okay, relative to what happened and where he is, they're like, yeah, he's doing good. But like people are trying, like they said this before the Masters too, that he's back, like he's 100% back. And it's like, listen, I mean, the chances of him winning this thing and staying in the mix all 4 days aren't that great, but I think we could see him make the cut, like he did at the Masters, and I think he'll be more competitive. He kind of crashed over the weekend. You kind of think along the same lines, or are you more of the Michael school of thought that he could possibly hoist that Wanamaker trophy at the end of Sunday?
I mean, hey, man, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. I don't think it's very likely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still feeling it, dude. I mean, you can tell by the way he's playing, and Jesus, dude. I mean, his road to recovery has been pretty long and treacherous. So, I can see him making the cut for sure.
And who knows more than anybody is, of course, the bookmakers, 55-1, Tony, on him winning. So obviously, throw a couple shekels up there. Could be a nice payday. But if you had to say, what would be the best case in terms of a finish? What place would you give him? I mean, I know obviously everything goes right, sure, win it, but realistically, in your eyes,
14.
I think he would love 14.
Yeah,
honestly, he would never admit that, but I think after last time especially. I was even gonna say 20, but I guess we could push it to 14.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that more tomorrow, but just wanted to mention that. So a big week, obviously. We got the Rangers starting their series tomorrow. So we'll talk about that more tomorrow. Baseball churning along. So let's get started now in the world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. The back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, sayonara. Where did that land?
Smoke to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
All right.
Yankee Stadium today, Barnes. You notice?
We're at Yankee Stadium.
Haven't been here in a while.
So, nice to be here on an off day, kind of quiet in terms of, they're in Baltimore. So kind of can, really take in the atmosphere, which is always nice. And, once again, they've called it New York or Yankee Stadium South for a while. Yankees last night take care of business in Baltimore, 6-2. In the big blow, kind of in the beginning of the game, I know we had a couple homers late, was catcher Jose Trevino hitting a home run down the right field line off the foul pole, a 3-run homer.
Let's go!
first home run by a Yankee catcher this season, and the Yankees actually were the last team in the majors to hit their first home run at the catching position. And it just shows you how well the rest of the team does that you wouldn't even notice that because they're off to a 26-9 start. And, you look at from a pitching perspective, it was nice to see it. I had kind of called for this. Louis to bounce back, 6 strong, only 1 hit. A home run to Anthony Santander, who actually hit a second later in the game. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. So picks up the win. He's now 3-0. The Yankees have won all 7 of his starts this season. ERA sits at 3.63. Loaizaga and Green go a scoreless inning apiece. And then in the non-save situation, you bring in Chapman, and he gives up the other home run to
Santander. No, it was, right?
Yeah. So he actually one from the left, one from the right, channeling his inner Bernie Williams. We saw him do that many times over his time with the Yankees. And it was funny, too. Chapman started out throwing 92 his first pitch, but then he gets it up to 100. So it's just like, I don't know if he's actually really losing velocity or it's just more of a new strategy. I'm going to get ahead in the count, then I'll try to pump it up to 100. I kind of think he's trying to get more pitches over the plate earlier in the count rather than try to start out with 100 because that seems to never work out.
I like that.
Like we've talked about many times, and you hear more on this radio. They were talking about it on the Michael Kay show yesterday, that it's just, you might want to look into possibly upgrading the closer's position because you have the best bullpen in baseball, and having that big question mark, you're nervous in the ninth. We've talked about it many times before. So just something to keep an eye out for. And
but it's the ego.
I'm tempted though, like almost to do a trade with Milwaukee if they want to for Hader and just, give them whatever they want minus Volpe and Dominguez. I kind of think it would be worth it because we talk about this all the time, but when you have a chance to really just go for it, and sometimes you have to sacrifice the future somewhat, I think you just do it. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Let's say you had to give up like Clark Schmidt, maybe Medina, and one of your catching prospects. Wouldn't it be worth it? I think Hader is not even in the last year of his deal. You might have another year or two of control with him.
I don't know. I'd be careful with your catching prospects, but
one of the lesser ones, not Austin Wells. He's on fire, by the way. He's the top catching prospect, but you have Josh Bro and Anthony Siegler, guys who were first-round picks or first- and second-round picks a couple years ago. One's ambidextrous. I don't know if you remember that a couple years ago. They drafted him second round. I believe it was Mr. Siegler. But, just the lesser side of things. And then Peraza would be the big home run for the Brewers in this deal.
So, wait, ambidextrous, you mean like he's just a switch hitter or he catches with his left and right hand?
In pitches. I think he pitched in college, too.
Oh, my God.
But I don't think he's done well in the minors. But I just remember that, when he was drafted. But, I mean, you would still be nervous, even if it's not, like I said, Volpe, Dominguez, they're your top 2 prospects or last year's
or Wells,
pick, or Wells.
No, if it's not the top prospects, no. But I feel like you may have to give up one of them for Hader at least, right?
Well, Peraza's number 2.
Right.
So there's your, and then you still have Volpe.
Yeah. You think they'll do it?
Kind of. I guess it depends too how Hader does,
Right. He's got another year after this one on his contract.
I gotta look this up, but also I just, me, I just can't wait to get rid of Chapman. And it's funny because the numbers are there, but it's just the song and dance.
I know.
I mean, so free agent 2024. So he has all of this season and the next season. And Josh Hader, just to give everybody an idea, he's pitched 295 innings, 503 strikeouts, ERA of 2.16, and his whip 0.83. So, I mean, you talk about value there. Last year from the closer's position, a 3.4 WAR. That's very high, for a position where you're pitching 1 inning per appearance.
Now I know, you obviously as a Yankees fan, you've been burned by Chapman a lot, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's signs of him improving, and then you said the numbers are there, but you would dump him right now if you could.
You know what it is like with Chapman?
You wouldn't give him like the rest of the year. Like he's trying to work on some stuff here, maybe improving. No, Done.
It just
Out.
I've been waiting so long, obviously, to return to the promised land, and to have it just such a question mark. Let's say we're game 7 of the division series, championship series, World Series.
Can't trust him.
It's like every time he's in the game, and I get it. This is kind of like, you're a closer. This is the what you have to do. But it's like, I feel like I'm in a playoff hockey game in overtime, where just that one thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just like the chances of that happening. I mean, almost, I don't know about you. I know the numbers wouldn't back this up, but it almost feels like it's a 50-50 chance whether he's going to completely blow it or just go 1, 2, 3.
And it's so crazy that that's how you feel, but his numbers are good.
Aren't indicative of that. But it's like they say with closers, you always remember the times that they fail, not the times that they succeed, unless they're Mariano Rivera, because he barely ever failed.
I think that's it too, man. I think you're holding him up to Mariano Rivera standards.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you're a little more susceptible to this, with the guys you've had to deal with, whether it's Franco or Benitez, just to name a couple guys. Obviously, Familia, as well. Just guys that have obviously chunked it at one point or another. In the 9th inning, top of the 9th, they did tack on a couple of insurance runs, virtue of Josh Donaldson and Anthony Rizzo going back to back. And nice sign to see for Rizzo. He had gone 13 games without a home run, hitting about 130 during that stretch. And then Josh Donaldson actually starting to heat up, 3 for 4. Hitting is what was his 5th home run as a Yankee. Rizzo with his 10th. And between Rizzo, Judge, and Stanton, Rizzo with 10, Stanton with 10, and Judge with 12, they have 32 home runs, more than 13 other teams in the major leagues. So just to show you where the power has come from when you're talking about the New York Yankees. And then lastly, signs of life with Gleyber Torres, another 2 for 3 game here, as well as 2 walks. So that's a welcome sign. And then back to business with Joey Gallo, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts.
I was just going to say, I was like, wow, like everyone in the Yankees, like batting like, mid to high 200s in terms of their average. And then I just looked down at Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
Like 190 average.
Gallo, Trevino, Hicks, 213 this season, 258 slug.
How do you feel about Trevino?
I like him. It's just what he does from a defensive position, and nobody knows the importance of defense more than the one, the only, Michael Theaville. Am I wrong, Michael?
You are not wrong. No.
So listen, of course, do I miss having a catcher that could hit one out at any moment? Yeah. And is it annoying that you can't even hit 200? Sure, but I guess it's like, just because of what we had to endure with Gary Sanchez the last couple of years, you almost appreciate the defense more than you ever would.
Right.
So I guess that's where I'm at. I mean, would you feel the same way, when you're dealing with a team that's not struggling to score, you have a guy that, works with the pitcher well, frames well, blocks balls well, but can't hit a lick. But are you accepting of that if you're a team scoring 5 runs a game? Is that okay? Or do you have a certain threshold you need a guy to be offensively?
I mean, there definitely is a threshold, but I mean, yes, to answer your question, I mean, the catcher in terms of defense is just so important. You're supposed to be the defensive leader on the field. And obviously, any mistake the catcher makes could be a make or break in any game. And you see it with James McCann a lot. I mean, he sucks at bat, but he just throws people out stealing second base like there's like nobody's business, bro. He's so good. Talk about blocking ball. He's a really good catcher defensively, and it makes up for the lack of offense. And like you said, when you have a Yankees lineup where Donaldson's heating up, Rizzo's getting back into it. Of course, you got Judge and Stanton and Gleyber hitting well. I mean, yeah, of course, dude. You can suffer for a little offense from the catcher when he's defensively sound. That's more important.
Yeah. So it's 26-9 through their first 35. It's 12-5 on the road. And it's just another win. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 19 out of 22, which is just quite the stretch here. And they'll get back on the diamond tonight. We're Jameson Taillon on the hill, Tony's favorite pitcher. Obviously we've talked about it, has performed pretty well up to this point this season. He'll be opposed by Watkins on Baltimore, 0-1, 5.19. Tyone currently 3-1, 2.93. But so we'll get to picks in a second. Unfortunately, Tony, nothing for you to talk about in terms of the Mets as they were rained out due to the rain. But
yeah. I saw this notification and I'm looking outside, and I'm like, I don't. Was it raining in the city? I don't think so.
No, but I was following this on Twitter. Evan Roberts was talking about. He's a big Mets fan, and I guess around 7 o'clock it rained pretty good, and they were saying most likely the game would have had to start sometime between 9 and 10. Didn't want to do that to the fans. And Howie Rose actually came to the defense of the Mets on Twitter, just saying that they could have done a split doubleheader, but they're actually doing it as one admission for today. I think the first nice. Game's at 3:10.
Yeah.
So they'll carry over the projected starters from last night. So I guess that means as far as you're concerned, are we Trevor Williams still slated to start?
Yeah.
Are we carrying over your Cardinals pick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Miles Mikolas.
Yes. So we will do that. And I believe I'll just double. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got hockey tonight.
Right. I guess I'll pick an extra baseball game.
Or today. No, well, you have the game from yesterday. It just carries over, and then we just pick. You know what I mean?
Right, but I missed one yesterday.
Right.
So I'll keep that same pick and then pick three more.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have an extra pick.
Well, no, because you know what I mean? The way you said it, I know you know what I mean. You made it sound like you're making an extra pick, but the pick was already made, and that's what I was trying to say. And you know what I'm saying, Tony. See the look in your eye, all right? So, yeah, we'll go through baseball, and you could get us started here, Tony. What do you got?
Matthew Gabriel says, look at yous.
Look at yous, the two of yous.
Okay, dude. You know what, dude? I'm going to go with the doubleheader. Why not? Second game, Taijuan Walker slated to be pitching against Steven Matz. Brian.
The former New York
legend. Steven Matz, not off to a phenomenal start, the 6.40 ERA. And I was actually doing some research up on Walker yesterday. He's been working a lot with Max Scherzer to get his location back and everything like that. I would imagine there's been some vast improvements working with a pitcher like Scherzer. So I would expect Taijuan Walker to have a good outing against Steven Matz, to not have a good outing. So I would say the Mets are splitting the sixes here today, losing the first one at 3-10, winning the second one. Let's call it 4-1. Taijuan Walker goes 6 1/3, gives up that one run. I'll give him like 7 Ks, a walk, 3 hits. Decent outing, dude.
What if you had to say? Because I'm just curious. Sometimes you have that internal optimism. When you're a fan of a team. Where's your bowl? What is he talking about?
Your ball. You're holding the basketball, okay. Brian.
It's it. Oh, dude, that was
my God! And you knocked my camera. It's okay. Heavy duty tripod.
I feel like honestly that held up pretty good there. No,
the tripod.
Yeah,
that's a good tripod right there.
Yeah, I mean that's quality.
Look, the shot's still pretty good. I may have to move over a little bit now though.
But in all seriousness, Tony, like you're expecting, come season's end, Walker.
Season's end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season's end. Isn't that a normal?
No. Yes. No, it's fine.
I can tell it is. But anyway,
just sounded like it's season's end.
No, I got you. But
no, I don't think you do.
Season's end is a normal phrase. Just so we're on the same page. But you're expecting, Walker to have respectable numbers and be in the playoff rotation, 100%, no doubt about it.
I mean, I don't know about no doubt about it, but yes, I'm expecting that.
1 to 10 confidence level on that happening.
8.2.
Wow. I'm surprised after that fade, the injuries, all that.
I know, but he lost some weight in the offseason. He looks like he's a little bit better in shape, working with Scherzer now as well.
So he'll have his pregame routine down. Maybe shove a couple
people. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
That was hilarious though.
So funny
to admit it.
Oh yeah. The ambassador from Japan. Poor guy.
Yeah. All he wanted to do was throw out
the first pitch.
First pitch. Wouldn't let him. So tragedy, an absolute tragedy, Tony.
Oh.
Anyway, that being said, I mean, I just have to run it back.
No, you go ahead, dude. We all know it's coming.
Tyone, I mean, I'm gonna say just because you've been chirping about his length in terms of his outings, so I'm gonna say Tyone goes 7 1/3, 7 strikeouts, 2 hits, no walks, 1 run allowed, courtesy of Anthony Santander. But that does not matter. Judge back in the lineup after getting the day off yesterday. Yankees all over Watkins early. I'm going to say 8-2 here. And we're going to get home runs from Judge, Stanton, and Gleyber Torres as he finally hits another one in Baltimore. It's been a while since his bender back in 2019.
Wow. All right. I'm looking at these games again. I picked the Brewers yesterday. They ended up winning 1-0. Oh, we didn't update them on the record. Did I get a game on you yesterday?
Oh, so what it was is
what it was.
No, I got a game on you actually because
Get the fuck out of here.
I went I guess technically, but I went 3-1 and you went 2-1. So I really guess it's a half game.
Yeah, I guess
and I was already up. So
yeah.
Anyway, so you're 13-10, and obviously you'll have the extra pick today.
Right.
I'm 15-9. So we'll keep you guys posted with that. So far, you got the Cards game 1, Mets game 2. What do you got for your next pick?
All right, I'm gonna double down with the Brewers here tonight. I believe. 1-0 they won last night.
Freddie Peralta looking good.
Yeah, looking really good. But I feel like the 1-0 very unlike a Brewers offense. I know, dude. And with the Braves going with an opener tonight too in Tucker Davidson,
former Texas Ranger.
Yeah, right.
I think so, unless I'm confusing him.
I think he was drafted by them. He's from Texas.
So Davidson. Oh no, Davidson though is pitching for Atlanta.
Correct.
Oh, okay, I don't know why I thought he was pitching for Milwaukee, but Adrian Hauser pitching for
Milwaukee. Yeah. Braves are going with the opener, Tucker Davidson. Only pitched 2 2/3 innings so far. Got shellacked in that one outing with 5 earned runs. Young buck, 26, probably has a lot to work on against this veteran Brewers offense here. I would say he gets a little shellacked in the first inning, opening it up. Braves can't come back. Give me the Bucks. Give me the Brewers. Let's say 5-2.
Yeah, Yelich deep or no?
Of course, dude. Of course.
Why wouldn't he, Tony?
Honestly,
I'm gonna take the Rays to bounce back tonight. Kluber pitched well last night, but they just didn't get any offense, losing 3-2. McClanahan on the hill tonight, 2.52 up to this point versus Boreski, 3.86. Tampa heavy favorites at -275. A guy that I've mentioned before, and actually one of John Sterling's favorite, opposing players, Randy Arozarena, Tony, due to really get going here.
Yeah,
very disappointing start. I think he's hitting about 220, only 1 home run. He's a guy that I think could potentially be future MVP. A little later start in terms of age. I think he's already 27, even though he just came up last year. That being said, I'm going to say 2 home runs for him tonight, as well as Wander Franco going yard as well. Rays, let's call it 6-2 over the Tigers tonight.
Wow, let's go, dude. All right, my next pick. We're going to be going to Cleveland. They're hosting the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds 9-26. 9-26. Holy shit.
Where else are they gonna go?
Down, dude. They're going down tonight. Zach Plesac on the mound for Cleveland. I feel like, I don't know, not off to a great season, but due to bounce back, I feel, especially against a team like the Reds. But the Guardians, team average of 251, one of the higher team batting averages in the entire league.
Imagine saying that 20 years ago.
I know. 251 would be probably one of the lowest, dude. But regardless, I feel like with the Reds, dude. I mean, I think they're 0-5 in games that have been decided by 1 run too. So they're not even like there's nothing going on in Cincinnati right now, dude.
Right.
Give me the Guardians. I'll keep it to 1 run. Let's call it 5-4. They lose.
Wow, and no concern of going against Connor Overton.
No, I don't think so, dude. I mean, obviously,
Last time out against Pittsburgh, 6 1/3 scoreless.
Against Pittsburgh, though.
All right.
Just saying, and even 6 1/3, I'll take the bullpen in the last 3 innings.
But how about I'm just saying, talk about pure ability. We know the challenge of pitching in Coors Field. What do we got, Michael?
What?
I like this, by the way. The first time I've seen it.
What?
Tony is nervous.
Of course he's nervous. Can we just go a couple minutes on this? What is it? I know it's
So.
All right.
No, I'll do it. I got it because I.
Any way we could show this, or it's
in the shot right now, dude.
Oh wow! Yeah. The camera was blocking it.
So that is from Tony's humble abode when we went there and basically went rampant in the house.
Mm-hmm. Took everything,
cleaned everything,
rated it,
spring clean.
And Tony's mom got him that at the Costco.
Stop and Shop.
Stop and Shop. I was gonna say that, but I was like, "There's no way Staten Island has Stop and Shop," but I guess they do.
Yeah. Dude.
And
what does that even mean?
Dude,
because I thought it was more of like how in Florida they have what's it called? That's like Stop and Shop.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's
Publix,
like Publix.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then in Philly or in Pennsylvania they have that.
Can you do it?
Pick it up.
Can you do it?
Be careful.
Oh.
Just so everyone could see, this is what it's all about. Tell me this doesn't look like the Golden Glove from this.
Yeah. Right. Oh my god.
So yeah, his mom saw it and told the owner to hold on to it.
Yeah. And so my mom does the manager of Stop and Shop is a friend of hers.
Yeah.
Does her hair. And it was St. Patrick's Day, and it was on display with all the Guinness and stuff. My mother knows I love Guinness. She's like, "Hey, what are you gonna do for it with it after the holiday?" And she's like, "I'll hold on for it after St. Patrick's Day. Just come pick it up."
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. So love to see that.
Matt Gabriel loves it. Wow.
And one thing I was going to mention, Tony, just in regards to Overton, before I get to my third and final here, he did survive Coors Field back on the 30th, 5 1/3, 1 run allowed. I mean, shows some ability. I mean, we know how hard it is to pitch there.
No, of course, dude. But again, Colorado. Come on.
If you had to get, I'm always just kind of curious about this because, we only see it from opposing players. They only get a handful of starts. What do you think the difference would be on the average pitcher that finishes, let's say, in the top 5 in the Cy Young voting, if he's, pitching for the Rockies, and having 15 starts a season, how much do you think that would affect his ERA?
I mean, I have to do some research, but I don't know. I wouldn't think that much, I feel.
Like DeGrom would be able to have a sub-2 ERA, or that might be pushing it?
Well, I think DeGrom would be a pretty obviously extreme example, but I think so, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, think about how many home runs DeGrom really gives up and how many of them are close to the wall or just over the wall, I mean, I don't know.
And do you feel like it more, the more skilled pitcher, they're not affected that much, but it's the mediocre pitcher that gets tattooed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tattooed. Let's get to some comments. Dude, we have mad comments actually.
Yeah.
Cousin Eddie back again. Morning, Cousin Eddie, and he says, "We know your mom probably threatened them to get it for you." Family attitude. You know what? You may not be wrong there, honestly. Matthew Gabriel thinks Yelich hits for the cycle again tonight. 3 times in his career, I think he's done it.
That sounds about right. Right? Honestly, yeah.
He goes, "You heard it here first. The get a sign, loves it," and he says he just cares about buying all his cars. Yelich,
I guess,
big car guy.
Well, I think it's because he got the big contract,
right?
And then has underperformed the last couple of seasons.
No, he definitely has, but tough injury. Broke his kneecap right in the playoffs a couple of years ago. That's tough, dude.
Yeah, it's you couldn't get him out. What was it? 2019 when he won MVP.
Yeah,
and then unbelievable. It was one of those guys I had. Me and Matt, of course. In the stadium.
Yeah. It was like, dude, it was like him and Bellinger were hitting home runs every night, dude. It was crazy.
Well, Bellinger, I mean, you think he still could be pretty good, or you're slightly concerned?
No, I think he still could be pretty good. It's so funny. People like
Rag on him?
rag on him for the whole his whole stance, the whole stand up approach and everything. But it was working for him for so long, and obviously now that he's not doing well, people are just ragging on it.
Yeah, he might be a guy that potentially gets moved. Time will tell. And Matthew's getting riled for Randy Rosarina. But back to business here, Tony. Third and final pick here, going to Kansas City, and taking the road team here in terms of the Chicago White Sox. Dylan Cease on the hill tonight, or today, actually, first game of the day, 2:10 start, I believe, in KC. And I saw him pitch against the Yankees, and I think they ended up winning that game, I want to say. But anyway, just live arm, live stuff. You think about a weak hitting team like the Royals. While the White Sox have been struggling, a lot of memes and chirps about La Russa, and like they'll show him like, there's a meme I saw, like they show him like looking at like a sheet in the dugout, and then it's him saying like, "Where's the nearest liquor store?"
Oh my God,
stuff like that. He's caught a lot of heat, and I mean, you have to say, I mean, they haven't exactly overperformed since he became manager last year. I mean, 500 right now. Didn't do anything in the playoffs last year. He's as good as gone if they don't step it up this year.
Oh yeah, dude, he should be gone. He should have been gone last year, honestly.
But I think today they get the job done. 3-0. Cease, complete game shutout, 15 strikeouts.
Wow.
And one thing, Tony, before we close out here for baseball, I was going to mention this before. As kind of like a sleeper team out of the National League, you think the Brewers are potentially in that conversation?
Yeah,
Pitching,
definitely.
Defense.
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about it. I mean, they have one of the highest team batting averages right now, looking to be way better than what they were last season. Of course, with the couple of off-season acquisitions they have too. I mean, and if Yelich can kind of get back to where he was, no question.
I just love the bullpen, 8 and 9, going Williams and Hader back to back.
Oh my God!
And I know I'm saying that to say this, but that's why, as good as Devin Williams is, I mean, you look at what he did in that COVID season. I think it was like 33 innings, like 61 strikeouts, .33 ERA. Pitching, I think struggling a little bit to start, but he's kind of found his way last couple of appearances. But it's like with a guy like that, and just trying to kind of really build something sustainable. We know Yelich is getting up there, and Adames, isn't 25 or 22, whatever the case may be. That it would make sense to just get a haul for Hader. Just the fact that you could plug in Williams. No, I mean,
no, yeah, and there's a lot of young guys in the Yankees, organization that they could probably offer up for him.
Yeah, and not even just them specifically, though.
No,
seriousness, it's like, why not get a haul, especially when you have a guy ready to step in? It's not like they have nothing waiting in the wings. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then what's his name? The guy during the COVID season had 33 strikeouts. Devin Williams
broke the hand.
Yeah. And I would imagine, if you wait on him a couple more years with Hader's contract being up in 2024, right? I mean, hopefully he's still doing well, and then you can be more confident in terms of, okay, we can get Hader out of here and keep him and get a bunch of young guys.
And then another guy that they could kind of move up in the pecking order is Brad Boxberger, a guy who was the Rays closer a couple years ago. He's 33 now, but I think he's still effective. He could be your setup guy, and I don't know. And especially you think about the rotation with Burns, Woodruff, Hauser's not bad. I mean, I just think there's a lot to like about Milwaukee, and I almost think, I mean, I think they're in the top three. You sort it any way you want. The Dodgers, the Mets, and the Brewers. I mean, who else is really in the mix? I guess San Diego, but we have to see how Tatis will be when he returns potentially next month. But I guess time will tell. You had to rank those three right now, though, or four with the Padres
in terms of who's most likely to get him
at this moment. No, not to get him, to win the NL.
Oh,
those four teams.
I feel like Padres are probably the bigger question mark.
So you'd put them at 4,
I guess,
just because of the lineup other than Machado.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, we'll have Tatis, but
still,
Hosmer.
Question,
rely on him.
You really don't like Hosmer, huh?
Yeah, I think he's had a good start. I don't know if he's cooled off of recent, but no, just based on that contract, I mean, nowhere near.
Right.
They're paying him Mark Teixeira money.
I know.
It's just like, I mean,
all right. So what were the 4 teams? Padres, Mets, Dodgers, Brewers.
Hosmer's still hitting 350, 4 homers,
really
24 ribbies. So this could be a career year.
Wow.
Potentially. So best time to do him. No,
maybe they're a little bit up there. I guess. Okay. I feel like Dodgers underperforming a little bit. Give me Mets, Dodgers, Padres, Brewers.
Okay. All right. Interesting. And if I had to say, I'm gonna go Dodgers, Brewers, Mets, Padres. But Padres, they were my World Series pick before the season started. And I think, depending on what they do, how Clevenger, rebounds from the long layoff, I think are question marks. But if they answer those questions, I mean, I think they could beat anybody in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. But season is off to a great start.
Dude, I'm surprised you didn't go with LA tonight for a pick with Reed Detmers on the mound.
A little scarred after last night, even though you had him. But, I don't know. I guess they probably will win, honestly. But also, we have seen the clunker follow up the no-hitter many times.
Yeah.
So just something to keep an eye out for, Tony. But now let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
In they come, Hedman, what a save by Vasilevsky! Are you kidding me?
McAvoy, Frederick, did you get the license plate number on that truck? McDavid, beautiful move.
You just knew that Connor McDavid was going to make a statement. What a goal.
All right, Tony. So we get the second round of the NHL playoffs underway tonight. 2 games, both on TNT, and great matchups as we have the 2-time defending Tampa Bay Lightning in Florida at Live Arena going against the team with the best record in the Eastern Conference in the Florida Panthers. And then we have the St. Louis Blues in Colorado going against the team with the best record in the Western Conference in the Colorado Avalanche. So really 2 games that feature 4 teams that are really capable of making a run here and possibly, getting to a Stanley Cup final. Are you kind of pumped?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. I think these 2 series I think are going to be really good. I mean, of course, you have the battle in Florida, and then you have, Colorado is probably the favorite, honestly, to go to the Cup. Playing a St. Louis Blues who just beat a really good Minnesota Wild team, and they definitely have some momentum on their side. Colorado obviously hasn't played hockey in quite a few days because they swept Nashville, who obviously didn't give them much of a challenge. With just defending Cale Makar or McKinnon. So, I mean, or Rantanen, and, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Colorado could kind of find their way through the St. Louis defense. But yeah, it's going to make for some great hockey for sure.
And this is going to kind of just parlay into, who you're going to pick here. But between Florida and Colorado, which team do you have more confidence in? Obviously Florida coming off an uneven series against Washington. And then, like you mentioned, Colorado with the long layoff here.
I have way more confidence in Colorado, hands down.
Is that your selection?
Is that my selection?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going 1 game apiece here? What? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is I have to pick right now.
No, I mean, you don't have to pick right now. I just thought it was a good time to mention that.
Interesting. Huh.
Give me something, Tony.
I don't know, dude.
Is that
this is me right now? Black Magic. Okay, there we go. We're back.
All right.
That's weird. Sorry. Well,
no, I was just saying, like,
yeah. You want my pick?
Yeah,
from either game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Colorado. They're at home. Layoff or not, I think they're definitely Stanley Cup ready. St. Louis, like I said, they were tough against Minnesota. But when you think about all the speed and skill that Minnesota has, the goaltending, Colorado plays just like them, but just way better in every aspect. They're faster. They have better shooters. They have better goaltending. I think the Blues, not to say they're not going to do well, but I think there's going to be a game of adjustment. Colorado in home. We saw what Colorado's stadium looked like when they were playing Nashville. They're pumped. It's going to be definitely a tough time to win this entire series when they're in Colorado. But for this first game, I'll definitely give it to the Avalanche.
And how about Cale Makar in the 4 games versus Nashville, leading the team in points with 10. And you kind of had goals spread out. McKinnon with 5. And then actually Kadri had 1 only. But you're so deep. Rantanen, didn't even score actually, but you didn't even need him to.
Right.
Just shows how well this team is constructed. And I know this is kind of a somewhat unrelated question, but you mentioned the environment that we saw in Colorado last series. Did you feel that on Sunday that was matched at the Garden, or do you think we're going to see that this upcoming series?
I don't know. It's tough, dude. I would say it was pretty close to it.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing to see Colorado fans and how riled they were. Because it was just the whole game. I feel like they were on their feet the entire game in Colorado. Whereas in the Garden, I mean, I was extremely happy with the progression of how the fans reacted and supported the team throughout the series. But we're getting there, dude. We're getting there.
And I mean, Colorado, relative to original 6 teams, they're a somewhat newer franchise, right? Like they're not like they've been there 50 years or something.
No,
I'm guessing 80s or 90s.
I want to say that. Yeah, I want to say so. They definitely, I believe they were a Canadian team first and moved to Colorado.
Let's just take a
Yeah. Look this up here.
History. Yeah, they were in Quebec.
Yeah,
72 to 79, but have been in Colorado since 1995.
Okay.
And I was just gonna say too. I mean, outside of the Y years, have they not really had been in the conversation for a championship up until now? Or I mean, what
for a championship? I mean, not really. I feel like they would always get knocked out, honestly, this round in the playoffs in previous years. They'd have decent regular seasons. Yeah. Maybe middle of the pack sort of deal coming out of the West. I want to say last year they knocked out St. Louis in the first round, I think,
and then fell.
In the second. So that's definitely been their hurdle for a while, was the second round of the playoffs.
And I think, with the fan enthusiasm, I think, just being in the conversation and being a prohibitive favorite, I'm sure that, riles, everybody up and they're past 20 years since their last Stanley Cup. So, that type of layoff, will always, make a difference. So I'm sure that's why you see the enthusiasm, over there. So obviously by default, I'm left with the Lightning and Panthers game. And this one, I've kind of gone back and forth because, like I said, uneven series for the Panthers against Washington. But then the Lightning obviously went to Game 7 with the Maple Leafs. And Vasilevsky, I don't know. I don't know if he's played as well as he did the previous couple years of recent, but as he do as we get later into the playoffs. So it just I don't feel great about it, but I'm kind of thinking that the Lightning catch him Game 1 here. Stamkos hat trick, Victor Hedman 2 minor penalties. Doesn't matter as the Lightning win 3-0. They get the Vasilevsky shutout. Would you be stunned?
Honestly, no. I mean, shut out a little bit, but I would make that same pick. If I was taking that game, I'd take Tampa Bay. Just like when St. Louis now playing a essentially better Wild team with Colorado, Florida is facing a better Capitals team with Tampa Bay, essentially, because obviously you have the veterans on the team as well, and then they're more skilled. They have more tools, more weapons offensively. They definitely play just as physical as Washington with the big bodies they have. And I think, this Game 1, they could kind of catch Florida on their heels a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, this, like I said, this point in the season, it's just so exciting. And you think about the potential matchups that we could get in the conference finals on both sides. I mean, I would love to see Colorado and Edmonton. I kind of mentioned that a while ago. I think that would be great. And then obviously on the east side, I mean, the Rangers in Florida or the Lightning, either one is.
I think it's going to be Lightning Florida Eastern Conference rematch.
Well, you think
Lightning Rangers.
I was like,
can't be Lightning Florida, Lightning Rangers.
There we go. But yeah, that would be nice, honestly, and especially the Rangers. Put them in that position to knock off the defending champions. That would be great. So, absolutely love it.
Oh, sorry.
Michael has something.
I'm not gonna say that I'm the opposite of Eddie Mush, but I'm not gonna say it.
Something about a Artemi Panarin jersey, Michael.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is I was wearing the jersey game 7 the whole night. Tony was wearing, what was his name again? Kreider. So, that's a good duo right there.
First goal.
Kreider had the first
so
goal.
Listen, it gets even better, Barnes. It gets even better.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I'm sadly not with him, right? But he texts me and he goes, "We need Kreider." Panarin. And guess who scores?
Panarin.
Oh, man. It's unbelievable. These playoff runs are just so much fun.
I know.
So can't wait, obviously, for the Rangers return to the ice tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll preview the game tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And also, dude, I don't know if you saw this, but Mitch Marner, really good forward for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes.
Carjacked.
Yeah, Boomer was talking about this.
Dude, in Toronto with his buddies going to see a movie.
I guess they didn't get the guys?
I think they got one of them or something like that. But he's in his Range Rover and 3 dudes come up with 2 of them have guns, one of them has a knife, comes up there, obviously don't know who he is.
Yes.
And just totally carjack him.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
How crazy is that, dude?
Problem with society today, Tony.
Fucked up.
Not everybody has the common sense of me, you, Michael.
Yeah. The main problem is no one recognized him. That's the main problem, dude.
Yeah. But listen, I just stuff like that. I mean, obviously you feel bad for the victims and it is disgusting, but it's just like one of those things, like it really just doesn't even warrant a conversation. Like whoever's doing stuff like that, like you're obviously completely out of your mind.
Yeah.
And it's just
troubled.
It's just like, it's so annoying that we have to live with these type of people in our society.
I know.
I mean, it's that simple, but we will see what happens, in terms of these games. But let's go now to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the 3, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. And I have to ask you this, Michael. I just heard this on Rothenberg this morning. Did you hear the whole Pat Beverly, Chris Paul situation?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
What do you think?
I think you're siding with Bev.
You'd think that, right? But Chris Paul, like he said, he was given the keys at an early age. Well, first of all, he was good enough to get the keys at an early age.
Right.
1. 2, you still have to perform.
Right.
To put up those stats.
Right.
Chris Paul's worst month stretch is better than Pat Bev's career numbers.
Right. Exactly. No, and I've always said he's a scrub. But
but I do hear what he's saying with certain guys. I do, but I don't know. I think he's just trying to get his 10 minutes.
Yeah, kind of, stick his chest
Like
out.
he's just he's all on his high horse. It's like, dude, you're not playing right now.
But could you argue that, with Paul, he might not have totaled the car, but he's had a couple fender benders along the way?
I'm not gonna say he's the best teammate.
Yeah.
I've heard, he's a bad teammate at times. Certain people don't like him.
Yeah.
So but some people do. I don't know. But yeah, everybody's unfortunate. Like, what about Barkley? What about Ewing?
Right.
What about let me think. I'm having a brain fart right now, but there's a bunch. Karl Malone, Stockton.
But like out of all those guys, I mean, obviously Stockton was a point guard, but not Ewing and Barkley. Do you feel like it's more of Paul's fault than it was of those other guys, or do you think they're all similar circumstances?
Well, Blake Griffin doesn't have a jump shot at that time. He's just like an athlete with the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan is just a Mitchell Robinson. And then who else was on that team? Jamal Crawford.
JJ Redick.
Stop it.
No, he's really good on ESPN.
No, they're really good as like a regular season team, but like Chris Paul made that team good. They were a 10-win team before he got there.
But like, what about in the finals last year though? 2-0 lead, 4 straight. It's not like they even rallied to like win.
No, I'm not gonna deny the like. There's certain. I mean, dude, it's just like Doc said. He had, everyone was hating on Doc Rivers, and it's like some games are his fault,
right?
But like a whole series, all these series, I mean, I don't buy it. I just feel like it's just like his career is I think he's going to end his career like this, and he's just going to be one of those players that was great that never won, or he might be like a Gary Payton and win it like he did in 06 with the Heat, and he was like a bench player on that team.
Right. But as like an all-star level player with Paul, I mean, is it like another season? Like how much time do you think he has left, at age 37?
No injury?
No, injury could be an injury.
Oh, well, then what the heck? I don't know.
No, I'm saying, but are you expecting him to,
I expect like at least 2 more years.
I mean, which would be impressive. Just
he's healthy. He takes care of his body.
He does. Can't get it in. Fluid jump shot. For sure. Tony, did you hear about this at all? I mean, I don't
no, not really.
Basically, he just said like Beverly.
Dude, on going off. He went on today too, again with Max Kellerman. He was just on. I was listening, with 98.7, and they're like enticing him, and they're like having a segment like basically saying names, and he has to give one word what he thinks about them or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, that's. But basically,
but that show's stretching.
Yeah,
obviously, the goats didn't have anybody on in the morning, which is awesome. They never have guests on.
They don't need it.
I know.
I'm trying to think. They
don't have to fill time.
Never ever.
I mean, they definitely do, but like
very rarely.
Yeah.
No 3-pointers. But basically, Beverly was saying when Chris Paul comes to town, he has a wine and steak dinner and is out late. But when Steph Curry's in town, he goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
I mean, but do you think it's like, what have you done, Patrick Beverly, or no?
Yeah, I guess kind of. What had you done?
Nothing, Tony.
I never liked
Tony.
him.
He hasn't even won defensive. Go look it up. Was he been even on the first defensive all team?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't.
So what is he even talking about?
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. Like, you have a cool story. Like, Matt Barnes said it, bro. Like, people aren't going to remember those dudes.
So, 1-time first team in 2017, 2-time second team.
And how long has he been in the league?
2008.
Wow.
Has he ever won Defensive Player of the Year? No, I'll tell you that now. I know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always thought he was definitely a tad bit.
You know who could talk right now? Marcus Smart.
Yeah, and I honestly never was a Marcus Smart fan. But he has
proved the jumper.
Celtics have looked good.
Dude, did you see the Instagram I sent you about Pritchard?
Yes.
Screaming, that's what I do.
Yeah,
he was screaming it, Tony. Game 7 after hitting clutch threes. This is what I do.
I wonder if he's in line to get a big contract somewhere this offseason.
The Celtics.
Yeah, you think they'll get
Dude,
him?
they're doing the Jordan thing with Jaylen Brown as Pippen, and Pritchard's going to be Kerr.
But better than Kerr. You know it. I see it in your eyes. But You got so they're starting obviously game 1 Eastern Conference Finals tonight, 8:30 ESPN, but
Not much of a game.
not really much of a game in terms of what I'm thinking. But I'm just curious for both of you guys what you think about this. So Celtics in this series, despite being the lower seed here, minus 170, Heat plus 140. I mean, is that a bunch of shit or no?
Sweep.
Sweet for who?
Miami.
But how
They're going to be playing Will Smith, but they're gonna resurrect Will Smith's career after the series.
But I just don't get what the thought process is here. Is it just because they took down Milwaukee? Is that why they're such favorites? I mean, I think it should be even, no? Based on the body of work that both teams had the previous round, and
the Heat should get the advantage of the first best record. They've been they didn't go 7 games.
Yeah,
they've been resting.
Yeah. I don't get that.
They're the best team in this besides the Golden State Warriors right now.
Tony, what's your series pick?
I'll definitely take the Heat.
How many games?
I'll give them a gentleman
Jack. I'm gonna say Heat actually in 7. I know you guys are thinking a little shorter series, but both teams are competitive. But I do think Miami, they've been there before. The environment, the organization, they know what they're doing. And speaking of which, tonight 2-point home favorites, total set at 204, which seems extremely low. But I'm gonna say tonight the Heat get it done at home. 37 for Jimmy Butler as the Heat defeat the Celtics in game 1.
Miami rocking in there?
105-100. Tony, give me something.
105-100?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see, defensive game. But I'll second that. Miami's definitely taking it at home. How's Miami's crowd? They're pretty good fans, right? Really
good fans, but then if they're down 20, they just leave.
No.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it. They try to get back in, and they did that for the Ray Allen shot.
They try to get back in?
Yeah.
Once you leave, it's over,
just play
right?
the soundbite, right?
Oh, my God. What?
The get it in soundbite?
Oh.
That you just played before?
No, so you can't call for them, dude.
See,
you can't.
Oh, my God. You're
ridiculous, dude.
You're the only one.
You want to
get it in?
Yeah, get it in, dude.
But anyway, what did you say the score was?
Sorry, there's a fly around here. I'll give Miami.
Notice how it's next to you.
Maybe like one. What?
The fly.
Did you shower?
What? When Renee walked in?
No.
Wow, Michael,
wow, that was
so
tough.
messed up. What are you doing over there, Renee? Give me Miami 110-104.
What's the score, Michael?
122. Tyler Hero 45. They're dancing. They're singing. 89 to Celtics.
Wow. And Matt's singing and dancing. Fair weather as fuck.
Miami fans equal ass.
Wow.
Trash. Everyone in that organization is trash.
Oh man. But yeah, so I mean that's what we got for tonight. Western Conference Finals.
Did you say like Yankee fans
start tomorrow?
Oh yeah, like Yankee fans.
Mavs
beers
and
in the
Warriors. Yankee fans, some of the best, or the best actually in the entire world. But we'll save that for another day. I could go on and on and on just about the superiority of the Yankee fan over the Met fan and the other types of teams around the
that's
world.
not true at all. Actually,
Look at the attendance numbers, Tony.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? I mean, obviously there's more loyal fans. If the Mets fans were loyal fans, like everyone says, oh, when the Mets are good, New York's crazy. It's like, then why don't they show up to the damn game, Tony?
Because they're not good.
But if they're real fans.
No, it's called holding your team accountable.
No,
right?
You know what I get tight about with that? And it's just like, especially because it's like most of his success, especially team success, came, with the Yankees. David Cohn, I feel like several times I've heard him on the Yes broadcast talking about, I mean, I have to say, when the Mets are good, this is a Mets town. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Literally, like I just said with the attendance, they would be at the game if they had such a strong fan base.
No.
Yeah.
Look at the ratings. What are the ratings out on TV?
I mean, they're not better than the Yankees.
How do you know that? Cite your sources.
Stop.
Yeah. What are you, a fucking Nielsen family over there? I don't think so,
I've
dude.
Heard
You don't
about
know
it before. What an idiotic statement, Matthew. Hitting it on the head.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about.
He's talking about what Cone
I think
said.
he's saying what you said.
No.
Yeah,
he's not.
yeah.
Why the hell would he say
Calling
that?
you an idiot, dude.
But anyway, Tony, we got other than that, anything else on the horizon?
No, not really, dude. Just pumped for some NHL hockey playoffs, and it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Michael, anything in closing?
No.
Zion to the Knicks.
Okay.
Hard to argue. But once again, great show. Appreciate everyone tuning in, for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Checking out the archives on the YouTube page. Tony in costumes, the whole 9 yards. Tony in costume. Obviously, the merch at downtimetv.com. But everybody enjoy the day. Enjoy the game. And everybody, we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.